Yeah.
Does like being in a bad mood all the time contribute to the aging factor?
Yes. Stress,
Stress.
because of what it does to the mitochondria. Without getting too detailed, stress activates a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is the stress
Cortisol, yeah.
hormone,
Yeah.
right? So when that's chronically elevated, you're telling your body that there's danger all the time. So your immune function begins to drop because initially it's going to spike looking for the danger. But if the signal for danger is always there, they're always active. They're looking for what needs to be fixed, but there's nothing that really needs to. So you deplete your immune functions. Over time, you deplete them. If you're chronically stressed, you get sick easier, right? So you notice this when you lack sleep or when you're
Yes.
stressed, you get the colds easier, you get the bug
Yes,
easier.
very
Yeah.
true.
So that's the thing.
Interesting.
thing.
And what's the last
Right.
one?
The
Number
relationship.
5.
Relationships. Oh, that's
I would like to hear about
Yes.
this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
This is.
Because
I didn't see this
relationships
one
bring
coming.
stress too. So.
actually, you know what? Between diet and exercise and sleep, you know what they found to be the biggest factor for longevity? It's the quality of your relationships. So they studied these blue zones. So there are different parts of the world, in Costa Rica, in Japan, in the United States, Greece. There is a disproportionate amount of centenarians, so people who are over 100. So there are lots of them in these places. Different diets, different routines, different habits, right? Different foods. The one thing they all have in common, tight relationships.
That's so interesting.
Tight relationships. Because in these communities, the old interact with the very young, right? And everybody has a job to do. Everybody is included in all the social gatherings. Families are very tight. They're large. Everybody does something. And what they find is that the tighter your relationships are, the longer you tend to live. So here's something very, very interesting for men. For men, do you know what one of the biggest factors to predict your longevity? Right? How long you're going to live.
Tell me.
So they have this thing called the all-cause death. There's this statistic, all-cause mortality. Your chances of dying from any cause, right? And the men who had the least all-cause mortality deaths, do you know what the
Are
thing
they
was?
in a happy relationship?
No. They're married.
They're married.
Yes.
They're married. Okay.
If you're married, you tend to live longer, period.
No
Right?
way.
Oh, yeah. You don't even have to be happily married. You just have to
need
be
to be
married.
married.
So compared to single men, the incidence is 40%.
I'm going to get
like,
married
right?
very soon. Now.
Well, you
Here's
still
the
have
funny-
time.
Here's the funny thing. For women, unless you're happily married, there's no effect. For men, you just have to be married.
But isn't
so
it men live? I mean,
Shorter.
women live longer than men.
Women
in
live
general?
longer.
Yes.
Yeah. Before, that was true in our grandmother's time. But generally, women tend to live about 4 or 5 years longer than men. There's lots of theories, estrogen and stuff like that. But for women, if you're not happily married, there's no effect.
Oh,
right?
okay.
That's
There's
not
no
a factor.
effect.
Being
Okay,
married is not
got
a
it,
factor.
got it,
But
yeah.
for men, you just have to be married or living with someone. We really need
It's
women to
that
take care
easy,
of us.
guys. Just get married.
Yeah. So a toxic relationship, because of the stress,
Yeah.
that's pro-aging. But a relationship, even just a decent one, so if you're having problems, I suggest you try to find a way to fix it, because you're going to live longer.
So if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch another one, then click here.
And if you would like to watch the full episode, click here.